Comparing the two top brands of metal professional grade gas cans. So it's pretty obvious which one is the more expensive one. It's going to be the, I don't know how to pronounce it, Wavian or Wavian. This one is falsely advertised as made in USA when in fact it's made in Latvia. This one, the Midway, is also made in Latvia. This one costs approximately $100 each, and this one approximately $60 each. Sometimes you can get them slightly cheaper when you buy in bulk, but usually not, and sometimes it's even more expensive in bulk. They both seem to be made by the exact same manufacturer, and the only difference I can find is going to be the spout, with the cheaper one having a cheaper spout, and the expensive one having a very expensive spout system. So this one is what you would want on a, let's say, the back of a vehicle. For example, like this, a rear-mounted gas can. There are many manufacturers of the gas can holders. Some differences, what I did with this cheap $35 one is I spray painted it with a clear coat, and I used lock washers, which they did not provide. And I put a screw in here that doesn't use a Phillips head, so it uses a tool that most people don't have with them to prevent theft, because even with this locked on this side, all somebody would have to do was push down and this would open on that side, except with that screw in there, it's going to be harder for them to do that. The solution for the manufacturer would be to have this lip taller, like much taller, maybe about a ½ inch taller, and then they wouldn't be able to unlatch it so easily. So the prominent difference is going to be the spout. This one has a spout holder here, a plastic holder that's riveted onto the gas can, and this one has the rivets. So that tells me also a strong hint that these are from the same manufacturer. The welding, everything looks identical. The only thing different is the spout. So this one's more robust at a much higher price, something like a 40% increase in price for this elaborate locking lid system. The advantage of this one when it's on a vehicle is when this is closed, somebody can't open the gas can. If this is flush with the vehicle, they can't get this pin out in order to open the lid to do anything nefarious or whatever, steal gas or put something in there. As opposed to this one, it would be real easy for somebody just to unscrew it, put a hose in there and siphon the gas out, or to put something in there, a contaminant or something. That would be pretty rare, but it's comforting to know. Like a vehicle like mine is about a $200,000 Class B motorhome, and so that's how much they are brand new. So I don't want to take that chance, and so for another $40, it's worth it for me to have this on the back of the vehicle, except I would want to store this inside the vehicle and not have it so easily to fall off or be removed. I'm uncomfortable with how easy it is to take this off, and you can't practically secure it, maybe with a zip tie right there. They both seem to have a filter that is not easy to remove. Maybe prying with a screwdriver it'll come out. Filter meaning just the little holes in the plastic probably, I don't know if that's federally mandated or not. I think they're both NATO military grade. So 20 liters is 5 gallons, 5 US gallons, or 20 liters. The Wavian is marked gasoline on the side on certain models. And the Midway, they both have their own proprietary stamps, but everything else, look at this design here, is identical. Very strong indication of the same manufacturer. And what makes these professional grade, for one thing, is the seams don't stick out. So if this were to hit something, it won't break the seam open for easy leaking. I really wanted to get the more lightweight plastic, but the reviews were awful on all of them. And if I were to go plastic, I'd go with the HDPE material, but they're not advertised as such in the title. So you have to painstakingly read each description for HDPE, which is a really great plastic. It's what my boats are made out of. And I've witnessed that kind of plastic holds up to the sun's UV and heat very well. The seals on the dispenser spouts are of critical importance. From what I've read on reviews, one of the biggest complaints on gas cans is a leaking spout. So these both have pretty good seals. The Midway has a seal. This is a rubber seal here. It looks plastic, but it's actually pliable rubber, so that's good. And goes to this kind of flimsy plastic cap. I don't know how strong this is. And then another piece. This one has a better rubber seal here, and it closes really tight. And then the separate spout has its own seal. So each method you use will have one seal. The problem with this is some people will set this aside, take off and forget about it, and perhaps they'll have the lid closed or whatever, but they forget to get their spout, rendering this almost useless out in the boonies if they need gas and they don't have the spout. And kind of the same thing with this, but not nearly as bad, because you can't not miss that being open, so you're more likely to drive away with your spout on this one than you are this. But for reasons mentioned earlier, I would just prefer this one. So one thing I can do is use a label printer and just print a label that says maybe "Don't forget spout" on here or something like that, to just a reminder. Might be a good idea. So other than wanting a 5-gallon can on the back of my RV for hurricane evacuations, etc., I also wanted something better for storing gas in my garage, because I don't have a shed installed yet outside, and even if I did, I wouldn't want gas in there, because it'll last a lot longer inside the garage than out in that heat and humidity. So in the garage, I have a MERV 11 filtration system that filters out the fumes really well. Also in this third bathroom, there's a vent that I run 24/7 to also pull fumes out. And there's a HEPA filter in the house, so I'm not worried about gas fumes. But I am worried about this plastic. I don't like it. If one of those tips over, gas will leak out, because those $20 gas cans don't have really good sealing on the spout. So I may still keep these as emergency backup in case maybe there's a Category 8 hurricane coming, and I want to maximize my fuel just for that hurricane. But for everyday storage, I might just keep these empty and possibly outside in the shed or something empty, or maybe just give them to somebody. But these are actually very horrible, just absolutely terrible. They did not come with these vents here. I had to put those in myself. And during the drilling process, little pieces of plastic fall into the tank. So it's just really bad all around. You need 3 hands really to operate this without a lot of experience. Once you get a lot of experience, you can do it with 2 hands without spilling gas all over the place. So that's relevant to I believe it's the federal government mandates this stupid design on those. Just absolutely stupid government interference regarding that right there. The Midway came in a much flimsier container, but I don't see any damage. These are very robust cans, as opposed to the Wavian came in a much bigger box with I don't even know if it had any more protection. It's just they were laid side by side. Oh, I see what happened. The other one's side by side, making it a big rectangle as opposed to this one's a square. So they're both protected about the same. Not necessary to have lots of padding because these are just super solid steel with rust-proof coating inside. So overall, I'd recommend this more expensive one for important tasks, and this one maybe just a store inside the garage. What are your thoughts?